You say hi. So, why do I look so huge next to you? Sit up. Sit up.
She's a man, baby. Yeah.
Why does my head look like 6 times bigger than yours?
Because it is.
Shut up. Okay. Now I just... Why? Maybe sit in front of me or something.
Hi, guys.
Okay. Hi, guys. So...
Hi, guys. Hi.
So, hello. Jenny here.
Hi, Acro Brandon.
Last time we came to you with our intro to our plow video, we were freezing. Now we're sweating because it's like 70 degrees out and the heat is on. So we're moving! Yay!
Yay.
That's why we have not had a chance to do this video for you. So what we've done is basically breaking this down into 2 separate videos, mainly because this video is designed for people who are really struggling with a plow, which means it's a little longer and very in-depth.
I like in-depth.
I'm not even gonna say anything. Anyway, so yeah, so the video is a little longer, so we've broken it up into 2 sections. So this one is part 1. We're gonna be looking at stacking the hips over the shoulders and working on your hamstring flexibility. And then when you see the next video, that's gonna be kind of the culmination of everything else together. So enjoy this. We're gonna go back to packing and I don't know, grab a soda or something, maybe not a soda, but water.
In-depth conversation.
In what?
In-depth
What did I say?
conversation.
What did I say?
Nothing.
Oh, what? Okay, just watch the video.
The hell?
Oops. What can I say? So Brandon's going to talk to you about the first steps in getting into a plow. One of the big kind of misconceptions is that you have to have a really flexible neck. That is part of the equation, but it is in no means all of the equation. Usually the problem is a combination of neck, back, weak abdominals, and no hamstring flexibility. So we're gonna give you a couple of different exercises to work on those separately and then put them together. Keep in mind that some people are just naturally able to go into a plow no problem, and some people really, really have a hard time. I'm gonna let him take over.
Okay. So part of understanding the plow is also about understanding getting the weight of your hips stacked over your shoulder. And that's the majority of what a plow is. The majority of the weight should be on your shoulders, not on the neck. So as we go back, okay, we can kind of use our hands. If we can tuck in, that's great. And if you can do it all by yourself and roll all the way back, you can do that. But we can kind of use the hands here to like kind of push us back. Now most people feel like they're in the shoulder stand when they're right here, but if I were to let go, I'd roll back out. So all of the energy is still falling that way. The hips aren't over the shoulders like this in a vertical type of situation. So we need to push back a little bit more. And I have kind of a wall here to keep me, because a lot of people are scared of going too far and crunching their neck. So you kind of have this wall here as kind of like a safety guide to prevent you from going too far. So we can go here. You can see my hips are still really far back. And if I start to go a little bit further, now I can kind of feel like there's a little bit of balance. I'm not really using the hands to like push myself back up, right? It's kind of staying right here. And if I feel like I'm going too far, I can use the wall to kind of like push back. But really it should be really just kind of like floaty. This is kind of the first step of understanding the weight, because if you're right here and you're constantly trying to like get your feet to the ground, I mean, look at my pancake and my flexibility in my hamstrings. No matter what, I'm never going to get these feet to the ground when my ass is way over here and my shoulders are over here. But if I were to stack everything, I can get a little bit closer. So we want to understand how to get the weight over the shoulders. Likewise, if you're having a really hard time getting back into this position, you can turn around and actually use the wall to walk yourself back here too. So you have to be careful with this. Now there's no safety net on this side, but you have something to push off of on this side. So for me, maybe I'll just kind of walk my feet up a little bit, and I'm starting to get on my shoulders. Okay, my head's still free to move. And maybe I'll just bring like one leg, and I'm gonna put my hands here, straight parallel, and kind of come off the wall. Right now, I'm still a little bit towards the wall. I'm using my hands, but I'm kind of starting to walk back. And now I've got that balance over the shoulders.
Yep. Brandon, place your hands underneath your lower back with your elbows on the floor for me. Okay, so this is are you okay like that for a second? This is a really important position because a lot of times people think this is cheating, when in actuality, it's not. So the ability to keep the hips stacked over the shoulders, he's using his abdominals. So if you don't have a strong core, this is going to be very hard. So straighten your arms out for me to the floor. Here. So now what's happening is, yes, he's using his arms. So that's keeping him stacked. Look at that really nice shape he has. But he's not using his core as much. So depending on what angle you're working for, what you're working on that day in the plow, if you're working on core strength, you're going to bring the hands to the lower back. And now you're really, I know you think you're holding with your hands, but you're not. If you want to be working other elements, bring your hands to the floor. Yes. Now he's not working his core as much. Okay? So that's the first thing. That's a really nice shape. We're going to come back with the second thing. We're back. Okay, so to get into a traditional plow requires an unbelievable amount of hamstring flexibility. And I truly believe that that is the biggest problem. So I'm going to assume that you are warmed up, you've done straddles, you've stretched your hamstrings, you're sweating, you feel good. And I'm going to show you a way, once you understand about getting the pelvis over the shoulders, or as I like to say, the crotch over your face, then you can take it to this next move. And you can even do it if you can't get both. So I'm going to come down. And right now I have my hips pretty much over my shoulders, and I'm thinking of trying to like be straight through my spine. The top of my head is reaching away from my shoulders. This is avoiding the crunching of my larynx where I can't breathe. So right here you can see you can't hear me. And now when I reach away, here I am, you can hear everything. So from here, keep your feet together and open your knees. You have this nice diamond shape. Right now, I'm resting quite a bit of weight in my hands, here and here. Then I'm going to open the feet to the floor. This is much easier to do than this. Now, let's say this is a struggle and you are here. Then you remember you're gonna have a little more weight on this side. Release one leg to the floor. And then come back up and release the other leg to the floor. And come back up, and then slowly and eventually you can start to work your way. Now remember, when you're working on that variation, we're not necessarily focusing on our abdominals as much. That's why we have all the weight in our hands. We're trying to get our hamstrings, our hamstring attachments, our hips used to getting our feet to the floor. So I kind of like to break this down into body parts. So once you've understood the idea of hips over the shoulders, then you can transfer the weight a little bit and start to focus on the hamstrings. Okay, ignore him.
Hi guys, Acro Brandon and Jenny Jen over here. We're about to bring you a special tutorial.
No, we're not.
We're about to put the liquid into motion.
Okay.